Let's talk about the most boring topic in personal finance. No, seriously. An emergency fund won't make you rich, and you'll never brag to friends about cash sitting in a savings account earning little to nothing. But it's the single most important thing you can do for your money. Here's how I think about it. If investing is your offense, your emergency fund is your defense. And you can't win with just offense. At some point, life throws you a curveball, and how you handle that moment can set the tone for years of your financial life. So let's break down why this matters, how much you need, where to keep it, and the mistakes that trip most people up. Let's start with the why. Life is unpredictable. No matter how well you plan, unexpected expenses find everyone eventually. Think about the classic ones. You lose your job, you get hit with a medical bill you weren't expecting, you total your car in a wreck. Without an emergency fund, you're left with three options: put it on a credit card, take out a loan, sell your investments at the worst possible time. All three can set you back for years. An emergency fund is what stands between a small emergency and an actual financial disaster. Let's put some real numbers on it. Here are a few examples. Your transmission dies. That's a $3,000 repair. Easy. Without savings, you're financing it. Credit card at 25% interest, minimum payments, months or years to pay off. With savings, you pay it, rebuild the fund, and move on with your life. Problem solved. You lose your job. Income stops. Bills don't. Mortgage, utilities, food, kids' expenses. None of that pauses just because your paycheck did. What an emergency fund buys you here is something money usually can't: time. Time to actually search for the right job instead of panicking and taking the first offer, even if it's a bad fit. A medical emergency. Even with good insurance, deductibles and out of pocket costs stack up into the thousands fast. An emergency fund keeps one bad health scare from turning into a financial crisis on top of everything else. Now, before we go further, ask yourself this, because it's where a lot of people trip up. Is this actually an emergency? Run whatever's happening through a simple test. Is it unexpected? Is it necessary? Is it urgent? Answer yes to all three, and you're good to use the fund. But if you knew it was coming, it's not an emergency. It's a planning problem. Christmas isn't a surprise. It happens every December. A concert you've had tickets to for 2 months is an emergency. And that sale on golf clubs? Definitely not, no matter how good the deal is. The test isn't, did this stress me out? Plenty of non emergencies do that. It's, could I have budgeted for it? If yes, that's a budgeting fix, not a withdrawal. Now let's talk numbers. So, how much should you actually save? This is one of the biggest questions in personal finance, and the answer depends on where you're starting from. If you're just getting started, aim for $500 to $1,000. That covers most of the small stuff: a flat tire, a dead car battery, a minor medical bill, a small home repair, and keeps you from reaching for a credit card the second something goes wrong. Once you've knocked out high interest debt, aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Notice I said expenses, not income. Those are two very different numbers. Spending $3,000 a month puts your target between $9,000 and $18,000. That sounds like a lot, especially if you're still working through debt or trying to invest too. Here's how I'd frame it: once you've got a starter fund, you're hitting retirement contributions, and you're investing what you plan to. Building that full cushion buys you real peace of mind. The kind where no matter what happens, you've got time to rebound. If your income is less predictable, self employed, freelancer, commission based single income household, aim higher, 6 to 12 months. When your job security isn't guaranteed month to month, your safety net needs to be bigger too. All right, you've got a number in mind. Next question people always ask me: where should you actually keep this money? Three requirements: safe, accessible, and separate. Mine sits in a high yield savings account at a completely different bank from my everyday checking. Honestly, that's partly psychological. If it's not staring at me every time I log in, I'm not tempted to think, I could use this for something else right now. Good options: high yield savings account, money market account, short term treasury bills, only for a portion of a larger fund if you're comfortable giving up a little liquidity. One thing it shouldn't be: invest in the stock market. The market can drop right when you need the money most. Why not just invest it? Say you build up $15,000 and invest it. Then the market takes a serious downturn. Your investments drop 35%. And because that's how bad luck works, you get laid off in that same stretch. That $15,000 is now about $9,750 right when you need every dollar. That scenario sounds dramatic, but it's a real risk, not hypothetical. Maybe it's because I've spent enough time in debt that I lean conservative, but I don't think gambling with your emergency fund is worth it. So, you know why you need it, how much, and where it should live. Let's build it. How to actually build one step by step. Step one: set a real goal. $500, $1,000, 1 month of expenses, 3 months, 6 months. whatever your next milestone is. A specific number keeps you motivated. Step 2, open a separate savings account. Keeping it away from everyday spending removes a lot of temptation. Step 3, automate it. $25, $50, $100, $250. Whatever fits your budget every payday. Automation takes willpower out of the equation. Step 4, save your windfalls. Tax refund, work bonus, birthday money, side hustle income, overtime pay. Send some or all of it to the fund. Step 5, increase it over time. Every raise is a chance to save more before your lifestyle expands to match it. Here's a question a lot of younger people might ask before starting. Should I pay off debt first or build the fund first? Here's the approach that tends to work best. Save a starter fund of $500, $1,000 first. Attack high interest debt aggressively, credit cards especially. Once that debt's gone, build your fund to that full 3 to 6 months. Then ramp up your investing. This order keeps you from having to borrow again the moment something unexpected pops up. All right, you've got the game plan. Before you put it into action, let's talk about where people usually go wrong. Mistakes I see people make constantly. 1, never starting. Waiting until you make more money usually means waiting forever. Start with $10 or $20 if that's all you can do. 2, investing the emergency fund. Its job is stability, not growth. That's what the rest of your portfolio is for. 3, spending it on wants. A vacation isn't an emergency. Neither is that new driver that just dropped before the season started, calling myself out here too. 4, keeping it in a checking account. Too easy to access means too easy to spend without thinking. 5, not replenishing it. If you dip into it, rebuilding it jumps back to the top of your priority list. This might sound like a lot of discipline for not much payoff. So let's talk about what you actually get out of this, the part nobody talks about, the psychology of finance. An emergency fund isn't just about the money. It's better sleep, less stress, the flexibility to jump on an opportunity, more confidence overall. Think about what that looks like day to day. It's not lying awake at 2 a.m. doing math every time your car makes a weird noise. It's taking a few extra days between jobs to find the right fit instead of grabbing the first offer out of desperation. It's walking into a salary negotiation or leaving a job that's burning you out from a position of strength. Because you're not one missed paycheck from disaster. There's a relationship angle too. Money stress is one of the top reasons couples fight. That cushion takes a lot of the what if pressure off those conversations. Financial security was never about having more money. It's about having more options. Let's bring this together. Before you chase investment returns, buy real estate or do anything else with your money. Protect yourself from the unexpected first. That's the foundation everything else gets built on. So here's the recap. Save $500, $1,000 as your starter fund. Knock out high interest debt. Build up to 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, 612 if your income's unpredictable. Keep it somewhere safe and easy to access. Only touch it for real emergencies and rebuild it after you do. People who build wealth over time aren't necessarily the best at making money. They're the ones prepared for when life doesn't go according to plan. An emergency fund won't stop bad things from happening, but it gives you room to handle them without your entire financial future getting derailed. If this video helped, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. If you're already working on your emergency fund, drop a comment and let me know your goal number. I'd love to see it. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.